Raider Nation, what's going on? It's Mitchell Renz here, host of the Raiders Report. And coming up on today's show, I'm going to go to an interview with our very own Chase Sr. here at Super Bowl Media Row with Raiders legend Bill Romanowski. He asks him several questions about the big game. He talks a lot of Raiders, talks a lot about his career. I think you guys would really enjoy it. And then at the very end of this program, I'm going to give you my 2 cents on everything that I heard from Bill Romanowski. But here's my one pledge to all of y'all. If you're looking for free Raiders videos every single day, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you turn your notifications on, because this is the type of content that I've been working so hard for over the last 8 years to be able to provide you. So we're going to kick it over here to Chase Sr., Bill Romanowski, in this awesome interview right here at Super Bowl Media Row.
Welcome back to Radio Row here in San Francisco from the Moscone Center. Chase Sr., 4-time Super Bowl champion Bill Romanowski. You're living up near Lake Tahoe right now. You played and starred for the San Francisco 49ers. Now you see the Niners hosting another Super Bowl. What's it like to be here in San Francisco and networking and catching up with a lot of people?
Pretty awesome. You know, it was funny. I just saw Doug Flutie,
okay,
one of my college teammates, and it was great to see him. You know, his brother Darren was my roommate, and you know, we caught up for a little bit, and he said, yeah, I was just answering some questions about you, Bill, in the Miami game. And he said, I remember you had an interception in that game, you know, where I threw the Hail Mary. So great just to see everyone I haven't seen in quite a while.
And you had a legendary playing career, but I'm sure a lot of people are wondering, what is life like now for Bill Romanowski? What are you up to? How are you spending your time?
You know, I work hard every day. You know, I'm still a grinder. You know,
that never goes away.
I have a nutrition company, Nutrition 53. Lean One is our flagship product. I work that every day. I'm always doing deals, helping people. At the end of the day, I still enjoy, you know, being in business and being productive and helping people.
Are you still keeping tabs on the NFL? Are you still watching football every Sunday?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
I watch the game. Still love the game. You know, would love to see my Raiders doing a little bit better. But, you know, the Niners were fun to watch this year. Eagles, fun to watch. You know, I don't think they played to their talent level.
Agree.
But, you know, but they made a good run. The Broncos, of course, you know, with Sean Payton, played really good football. Yeah, it's too bad that Bo Nix got hurt at the end. But, you know, football, you know, come playoffs, that's when I really like the game of football. Regular season, I watch and I follow, but playoffs and Super Bowl, of course, is what I really enjoy.
So Super Bowl XXX coming up on Sunday, New England Patriots, Seattle Seahawks, and for you being a defensive guy with your defensive background playing linebacker, this is the first time since Bill Belichick took on Dan Quinn between the Patriots and the Falcons that we see a Super Bowl between two defensive-oriented head coaches.
Yeah.
You got to love that.
I do, and it's rare. That doesn't happen very often. No. But these guys, you know, you look at the Patriots, they had to have a lot of balls bounce their way. They're a good football team. And Drake May had an incredible year. And, you know, and then I look at Seattle, I was like, and I didn't watch a lot of Seattle until the end of the year, and I'm like, this is a really good football team. These players are violent at the point of attack. They're physical. They play the kind of football that I enjoy watching. And, you know, the Patriots are, you know, physical on defense. Drake May does a great job when he's got the ball in his hand. He can take off and run. I think this is going to be a great football game.
I agree.
And, it's not like I'm rooting for one team or the other. I want to see a really good football game. I want to see a lot of good hitting out there. And may the best team win.
You, of course, still care about the Oakland Raiders, now the Las Vegas Raiders, and I think they're going to be on their 4th coach in 4 years.
Yes.
What do you think about the current status of that Raiders organization? What do they need to do to get back to being successful?
Look at what New England did to turn their program around. They spent a lot of money, and they brought in key free agents and they didn't hit on 50%. They didn't hit on 70. They hit 100%. And they drafted really well. They need more talent. And, of course, they need a quarterback. And it looks like they're going to get a quarterback this year. So, but I don't care who you bring in. If it's going to be Clint Kubiak, it looks like it's going to be him as head coach. If you don't bring him a lot of really good football players, he won't have success. All the great teams I was on, there's one thing that stood out. Every team had 4 or 5 Hall of Famers on it. And it had 3 to 5 Pro Bowlers on it. You had talent, and you had the one position that you had to have a great quarterback. And I won 2 Super Bowls with Joe Montana as my quarterback and 2 with John Elway. So
common denominator there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Gary Kubiak, I guess, was on those Broncos staffs, right? Under Mike?
He was the offensive coordinator.
Yeah. What is it about that Kubiak family that just churns out great football minds?
Well, it's, you grow up and you're a little boy and your dad was a NFL quarterback and he coaches in the NFL. Hey, my dad was an engineer. I didn't grow up wanting to be an engineer, but my oldest brother became an engineer. I grew up I wanted to play sports.
Yeah.
I wanted to potentially make it to the NFL when I was a young kid, and I was able to make that happen. So, you see that, and that's what you grow up with. How would you not want to be a part of this game that is very special?
Huge shout out to Bill Romanowski for his time and all of those awesome answers. I want you all to show him a little bit of love. Spam 53 down below. Make sure you show Bill Romanowski and any Raiders player when they join the Raiders Report. Raider Nation is always going to have their back. Some of my quick little notes that I wanted to be able to say just from hearing some of the things that he had mentioned. Love that Bill said that he keeps working and he keeps working hard every single day. To me, I have that exact same mentality. I think it's what commitment to excellence is all about. And you can tell Bill still would love to be out there on the football field, going out in there hitting some people. I don't know how many freaking times he said that he loves physicality, that he loves violence, but to me, I think as a Raider fan, that's the type of mentality. That's what I want to see back with this silver and black team, and hopefully Clint Kubiak's going to be able to bring that to us. Also, if anybody out there knows his nutrition company, Nutrition 53, it's the new year, it's the new me. I'm trying to get into better shape, so if anybody out there has got any connections to Bill Romanowski, I would love the opportunity to get Nutrition 53 here on the Raiders Report. Also, he says that he hopes that the Raiders are better. I think the reason why we're all sitting here today is because we're all hoping the 2026 Raiders finally get this thing going in the right direction. And it does feel like this offseason is finally like kind of our offseason here a little bit. My last thing that I want to talk about is Worley's just talking about the big game, the Super Bowl, Seahawks, Patriots. I do think it's going to be a good game as well. I expect the Seahawks to be able to win this game. I think they're the better team from top to bottom, but he wants violence. He wants physicality, and that's exactly what I want. So if anybody out there wants to watch the big game, the Super Bowl with me and Jeremy Chuggs, we're going to be live on the Raiders Report, going live 1 hour before kickoff. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure those notifications are turned on. And again, Mr. Romanowski, thank you so much for your time. Join in Chat Sports and join in the Raiders Report.